I want to start with a shocking truth that almost no one discusses. You might be living with a false illness. You could be taking medication you don't actually need, or worse, ignoring a life-threatening number because you believe your home reading is accurate. The fact is, 8 out of 10 people are making simple, invisible mistakes every time they measure their blood pressure at home. And just one of these subtle errors, like placing your arm slightly wrong, can artificially inflate your systolic blood pressure by up to 23 millimeters of mercury, mmHg. Think about that for a moment. That single difference, 23 mmHg, is often the boundary between a healthy reading and a diagnosis of stage 2 hypertension. According to major medical bodies, measurement errors are responsible for misdiagnosis or inappropriate treatment decisions in up to 45% of cases. That's unacceptable, especially for those of us focused on proactive senior health. Stop viewing your device as a casual tool. It is your personal mini lab, and its accuracy is only as good as the 5-minute pre-check ritual you follow. My core belief is that health mastery comes from simple, consistent, and accurate daily habits. Today, I'm going to share the exact science-backed protocol, the mini lab ritual, that guarantees you are reading your true blood pressure number every single time. We are going to move from guesswork to certainty. We're starting now with Chapter 1. Chapter 1. 3 physiological mistakes that skew your reading. The biggest source of error is not the machine, it's you, the user. Your body is a sensitive instrument and it reacts instantly to discomfort, stress, or even movement. These 3 physiological mistakes can add a devastating number of points to your home blood pressure readings. Let's dive into the first critical step, mastering your resting discipline. 1. The resting discipline and the hidden danger of a full bladder. The single most common mistake people make is treating blood pressure measurement like a race. They walk in from the kitchen, sit down, throw the cuff on, and press the button immediately. This completely bypasses the most crucial step, the 5-minute relaxation period. Your blood pressure is not a static number. It fluctuates minute by minute based on your activity, thoughts, and even your posture. Clinical guidelines strongly recommend sitting quietly and relaxing for a minimum of 5 minutes before taking a reading. This allows your sympathetic nervous system, your body's fight-or-flight response, to settle down. If you skip this, residual stress or even recent physical activity will artificially elevate your accurate BP reading. But there is a specific physiological mistake hidden within this step that can cause a dramatic spike, not emptying your bladder. It sounds simple, almost ridiculous, but a full bladder causes abdominal distension. This stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, increasing heart rate and peripheral vascular resistance. The data is astonishing and often overlooked. Studies show that having a full bladder can increase your systolic blood pressure reading by anywhere from 15 up to 33 mmHg. Let that sink in. A reading of 125/80 mmHg, which is considered elevated, could instantly become a 140/95 mmHg reading, pushing you into stage 2 hypertension, all because you needed to urinate. Action step 1 for your mini lab. Make bathroom use a required part of the 5-minute preparation ritual. Sit down, empty your bladder, then sit quietly for the full 5 minutes. Do not talk, do not check your phone, just breathe. 2. The royal posture and the crossed legs. Error. Once you are rested, your positioning is everything. The most precise, accurate BP reading requires a pose of almost regal stillness and symmetry. The royal posture involves 3 simple principles: feet, back, and stillness. First, your back must be supported against a chair. Slouching or sitting unsupported causes isometric muscle contraction in your back and legs, which subtly elevates blood pressure. Second, your feet must be flat on the floor. Dangle your feet and you alter the hemodynamics in your lower extremities, causing resistance. And finally, the most notorious positioning mistake, crossing your legs. Crossing your legs at the knee compresses blood vessels and increases peripheral vascular resistance. This is not a minor adjustment. This is a major factor in home blood pressure measurement errors. Scientific research confirms that crossing your legs can increase your systolic blood pressure by 8 to 10 mmHg. Again, this is often the exact measurement margin that separates a healthy, controlled reading from a concerning, out-of-control reading. To ensure your accurate BP reading is true, sit upright, back supported, both feet flat on the ground, and your legs uncrossed. You must create a stable, relaxed foundation. This positioning eliminates the muscle tension and vascular compression that artificially drive up your numbers, skewing your home blood pressure monitoring results. This attention to detail in your body position is essential for an accurate reading. 3. The arm position principle, the gravity error. This is perhaps the single largest factor in home blood pressure measurement error, and it relates directly to gravity. The rule is simple and absolute. The cuff must be placed at the level of your heart. The middle of the cuff, right over your brachial artery, must be aligned with the level of your right atrium. When your arm is positioned correctly, supported on a table or cushion at heart level, the measurement reflects the true pressure the heart is working against. However, when you allow your arm to hang unsupported at your side or rested on your lap, the physics of gravity kick in. If your arm is below heart level, the column of blood between your heart and the cuff adds pressure to the reading. The effect is dramatic and clinically significant. For every 10 centimeters, about 4 inches, your arm is positioned below heart level, your reading can be artificially inflated by up to 10 mmHg. Studies have shown total measurement errors due to incorrect arm placement ranging from 4 mmHg up to 23 mmHg. An error of 23 mmHg is catastrophic for an accurate BP reading. It can lead to an immediate misclassification of hypertension and the prescription of unnecessary medication. Action Step 3. When conducting your home blood pressure monitoring, use pillows or a stack of books to ensure your arm is perfectly supported on a flat surface, with the cuff exactly level with the center of your chest. This simple adjustment eliminates the gravity error and ensures your accurate BP reading reflects reality. This completes the first half of the mini-lab ritual, focusing on the 3 major physiological errors. Chapter 2. 3 technical errors that decide your diagnosis. Now let's move to the machine itself. Even with perfect posture, technical mistakes involving the equipment and the timing can completely derail your home blood pressure reading, often adding another 5 to 30 points of error. 4. Cuff size decides everything. If your cuff is the wrong size, every reading is inherently inaccurate. The cuff is the heart of the home blood pressure measurement system, and its fit is crucial for an accurate BP reading. A cuff that is too small for your arm is called undercuffing, and it is rampant, especially given the rising prevalence of obesity. When the cuff is too small, it has to be inflated to a much higher pressure to occlude the artery. This artificially high pressure translates directly into the reading. The data is clear. Using a blood pressure cuff that is too small can overestimate your systolic blood pressure by 15 to 30 mmHg. An error of 30 mmHg is enough to turn a perfectly normal reading into a diagnosis of severe hypertension. Conversely, a cuff that is too large can underestimate your pressure, giving you a dangerously false sense of security. Action. Step 4. Measure your upper arm circumference at the midpoint between your elbow and shoulder. The inflatable bladder of the cuff should be about 80% of this circumference. Do not guess. If your monitor did not come with the correct cuff size, Purchase the validated cuff that matches your arm size. This is essential for accurate home blood pressure monitoring. Furthermore, always place the cuff directly onto your bare skin. Wrapping the blood pressure cuff over clothing, even a thin sleeve, can add up to 5 to 50 mmHg according to the reading, simply due to the compression of the fabric. Always roll up your sleeve or wear a short sleeve top when performing your ritual. 5. The averaging strategy and the danger of one-off measurements. You would never trust a single temperature reading on a sick child, so why trust a single blood pressure number? Blood pressure is inherently variable. It changes when you press the button, when you think about the number, or when an external sound occurs. This is why doctors and major health organizations, including the American Heart Association and the Heart Foundation, advise against relying on a single one-off home blood pressure measurement. Action. Step 5. Adopt the averaging strategy. Each time you sit down to measure your blood pressure, you must take at least 2 readings, separated by 1 to 2 minutes of rest. Some guidelines recommend 3 readings. The first reading is almost always the highest because of the residual alerting response, or what used to be called the white coat effect, which can still manifest even in your quiet home environment. By taking 2 or 3 accurate BP readings and calculating the average, you neutralize this random, temporary variability and obtain a far more accurate and reliable assessment of your true blood pressure. Always log each of these readings immediately. Do not rely on your memory. This consistency in your home blood pressure monitoring is the greatest tool you have for long-term health management. 6. The 30-minute rule, the chemical errors. Your lifestyle habits in the minutes leading up to your home blood pressure measurement can chemically alter your results. You may think you're relaxed, but if you've recently consumed certain substances, your blood pressure will be chemically elevated, resulting in a misleading reading. The golden rule here is the 30-minute rule. You must strictly avoid caffeine, nicotine, smoking, and alcohol for at least 30 minutes before conducting your mini-lab ritual. Caffeine and nicotine are powerful vasoconstrictors. They temporarily narrow your blood vessels and accelerate your heart rate. Smoking, in particular, can raise your systolic pressure by anywhere from 6 to 20 mmHg in the immediate aftermath. These are not your true resting blood pressure numbers. They are temporary chemical spikes that can push you into a false hypertension category. Action Step 6. Schedule your home blood pressure measurement at a time when you know you can reliably observe the 30-minute rule, ideally in the morning before breakfast and medication, and again in the evening. This discipline prevents chemical artifacts from leading to inaccurate home blood pressure monitoring results and ensures your blood pressure device captures your basal resting pressure. Chapter 3. Mastering your mini-lab ritual. We have covered the 6 most common and most impactful errors that compromise your home blood pressure readings. Now let's synthesize these 6 steps into the 5-minute mini-lab ritual. This is the practical checklist you can start using today to gain complete confidence in your accurate BP reading. The 5-minute mini-lab ritual checklist. Minute 0. Prep and purge. Empty your bladder completely. Minute 1 to 5. The stillness rule. Sit quietly for 5 full minutes. Do not talk, do not watch TV, and do not scroll on your phone. Back supported, feet flat, and legs uncrossed. Step 3. Cuff calibration. Place the correct size blood pressure cuff directly onto your bare arm. The bottom edge of the cuff should be about 1 inch above the bend of your elbow. Step 4. Heart level lock. Ensure your supported arm, with the cuff in place, rests on a surface that is exactly level with the center of your heart. Use pillows to adjust the height if necessary. This defeats the gravity error. Step 5. The triple check. Take your first reading. Wait 1 minute. Take a second reading. Wait 1 minute. Take a third reading. Then, calculate and record the average of the last two or all three readings as your definitive, accurate BP reading for the day. By committing to this straightforward 5-minute routine, you are effectively eliminating the measurement errors that skew readings by up to 33 now we mmHg. You are moving beyond the statistics of misdiagnosis and taking charge of your own health data. You have now transformed your home blood pressure monitoring from a simple, often flawed chore into a reliable scientific ritual. Final thoughts and next steps. Your commitment to accuracy today is the greatest investment you can make in your future health and independence. We've seen that the mistakes, from crossing your legs, 8 to 10 mmHg error, to using the wrong cuff size, up to 30 mmHg error, are not just small quirks. They are the keys to understanding your true health numbers. They are the difference between stage 1 hypertension and a normal reading. Now, I have a question for you that cuts right to the heart of this issue. You've learned about the major errors. Have you ever noticed your home blood pressure reading is drastically different from the doctor's office reading? Which single mistake on this list do you think is causing the biggest difference for your number? Share your thoughts below because your experience helps others. I've detailed how chemical factors like caffeine and nicotine can temporarily ruin your results even if your posture is perfect. But what about diet? If you want to know exactly which common foods, the ones you might be eating just before you measure, are chemically causing your blood pressure to spike, then you need to see my next video. Click here to watch. The 4 worst foods that spike your blood pressure immediately, what to avoid 30 minutes before a reading. That video dives deep into the dietary mistakes that violate the 30-minute rule and how to avoid them for the most accurate readings. Thank you for allowing me to share this vital health information with you. Remember to take control of your health, one accurate reading at a time.